This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting, brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Monday, October 7th. Before I get started, just a quick heads up. Good morning to everybody in the Big Apple for Advertising Week New York. A reminder, there is a plethora of podcasting events scheduled inside of the event itself, as well as YMH Studios' takeover of New York Comedy Club on Wednesday, done in collaboration with Red Circle, Podscribe, and Sounds Profitable. Register now for consideration. Anyway, here we go. First up, will the Smartless podcast be the biggest role of their careers? Smartless, hosted by a celebrity trio of friends, Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, started as a pandemic project which has now become a massive force in podcasting, punctuated with a reportedly $100 million in valuation, distribution, and advertising deal with SiriusXM Media. This piece from the New York Times charts the evolution of the three hosts' friendship from the early 2000s through the creation of Smartless. Next up, presidential hopefuls hit podcast circuit. This one's got several stories. Speaking of Smartless, yesterday Deadline covered the then upcoming Monday episode featuring Democratic vice presidential candidate and Minnesotan Governor Tim Walz. Presidential candidates have been doing the podcasting circuit lately, with former President Donald Trump appearing on Theo Von's show, as well as dropping by Lex Friedman. Similarly, Kamala Harris has been on a media blitz, appearing on 60 Minutes, The Howard Stern Show, and, as the internet was surprised to find, Call Her Daddy. Both Variety and The Information have coverage of her appearance on Alex Cooper's flagship show. Next up, Just Add Audio, the data behind audio's impact on your campaigns. SiriusXM Media has published a new study called Just Add Audio, a study focused on the utility of having audio in a marketing mix. Key findings include internal data showing peak hours for audio consumption for respondents aged 18 to 54 line up with peak hours for shopping, errands, and dining. Audio's power as a companion medium means music and spoken word are present with audiences while they're actively making purchase decisions. Next up, Spain is a key market for podcast listening. Note, this source is in Spanish. Recently, Spotify held their Next in Podcast event in collaboration with Prisa Audio, a live event in Spain that brought together prominent Spanish podcasters, production companies, and industry experts for panels and roundtable discussions of the industry. According to new Spotify data premiered at the event, 1 in 3 Spotify listeners in Spain already listen to podcasts, and podcasts created in Spain have increased their audience 40% year over year. Finally, Amazon's Wondery is launching a new toy line as it aims to build the next big franchises from podcasts. Wondery's move into the physical merch space is spearheaded with Wondery Kids' Wow in the World branded toys and science kits from manufacturers Tams and Cosmos, as well as Goliath. In addition, Wondery has produced new episodes of Kids' podcasts to be physically distributed for the Tony's Audio Storybox toy. The physical merch push comes 3 years after Wondery onboarded Nicole Blake, who aided in developing the merch empire for Harry Potter at Warner Brothers. Among wider plans for Wondery to pursue Hollywood-style franchising for audio properties, Blake said the company is planning more live events tied to their stable of kid-focused audio. As for the rest of the news, the Radcast Network has announced its fall lineup, including new shows Build Your Business from Fear to Freedom by Barbell Logic and Wake Up and Read the Labels by Jen Smiley. Wondercraft announced Voice Presets, a new tool featuring AI voice imprints. Blue Wire is partnering with NFL Content Hub, the 33rd team, to build a new football podcast programming block. Podcast series Foretold from the LA Times has won the New America Award from SJP. The Financial Times explores how CEOs are using podcasts as PR arms. Podcast platform Podcast One has brought on Jim Lally as head of business development, and Crime House has launched a new series, Mind of a Serial Killer, as well as a premium feed. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The Download is written and produced by Newton Shuttlecotti, myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.